So this is the clarinet. It's part of the woodwind family, and very much like the oboe and bassoon, I make a sound on it using a reed, which is a tiny piece of wood that goes on the mouthpiece. Looks like this. It differs though to an oboe and bassoon in that it's just a single reed. So whereas an oboe and bassoon has a double reed, that's two bits of reed stuck together with a tiny little hole that they blow down. If I blow my single reed, no noise happens. It's just one single reed. So to make a noise on my reed, I have to put it on my instrument. Once it goes on the instrument and I blow down it, the reed vibrates really fast and makes a sound. So when I blow down, the reed's going to vibrate like this. And this is the sound you get. When I was about 10 or so, my parents brought home a CD for the computer, and it featured all the instruments of the orchestra on it, very much like this app will, and you could click on each instrument and listen to a little excerpt of each instrument playing something, and also see it, and there was a little sort of description of what the instrument was and what it, what it was made of, that sort of thing. And I chose the clarinet from that CD, really. I was 11 years old when I started playing the clarinet, and I started at probably quite a usual place. I went to a Saturday morning music school and had lessons, and then after a couple of years started having private music tuition. My family don't play any instruments though. My mum played piano when she was a child. My dad has never played any instruments, although very strangely, although he's never played any musical instruments and he can't read music and he doesn't know what note names are or anything. If you sit my dad down at a piano, he can actually pick out a tune. If you sing a tune to him, he can pick it out, even though he's got no idea what he's playing, which he finds hilarious because I can't do that, he can. So all these silver keys are attached to the clarinet. You can see all these little bobbles here, and there's screws in those that hold the keys on. So if I had a tiny screwdriver, I can unscrew them, and they all come off. So yeah, I could take them all off. And then actually, if you were to take them all off, you'd end up with obviously just a wooden tube, wouldn't you, without any of the silver keys on? Well, that's what early clarinets looked like. So when the clarinet was first invented, there wasn't any of these keys. It was just a wooden tube, and much harder to play. The reason the keys are there is to make it much easier to play chromatic notes. So I don't know if you know what a chromatic scale sounds like this. You can hear I'm going up every note I can possibly play. If I tried to do that without all the keys on, it'd be really hard. I'd have to slide my fingers off really slowly. So that's why the keys are there. See how high I can go. It's quite high. I can go higher though. It's about as high as I can play. So tonguing is the technique we use to separate notes out. So if we weren't to use our tongue in anything, then everything would just slur into each other. So it would just sound like this. So you can hear the sound doesn't stop, does it? It just carries on. But we all know how that tune's meant to sound, isn't it? It's meant to sound like this. And the technique we use to do that is, if you imagine my hand is my tongue inside my mouth, the tongue touches the tip of the reed, very tip of the reed, and as I start a new note, it comes away very quickly. So it goes da 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 da. That's what tongue is. Top six playing clarinet, I think you've got to enjoy it. Definitely, that's the biggest thing, because to get to a stage where you play any instrument really well, I think you've got to enjoy it all the time. And I think enjoying it means finding things that you like to play, so tunes that you know and enjoy playing, and practice is the other big one. It unfortunately there's no quick way to get good at an instrument, and practice is the only answer.